At some point in our lives, it may not be obvious what makes sense for us. So we try to answer that question. What do I really want? We journal about it and we think about it when we take long walks, we read the books, we take the quizzes, we make the lists, and we end up in the same place, blank. Not because we want nothing, not because we are somehow less self-aware than other people, but because we are asking the wrong question. What do you really want is one of the least useful questions you can ask yourself. Not because it doesn't matter, but because it's too big, it's too open. It puts you in front of the entire rest of your life and asks you to choose without any of the information that you would need to choose well. It also assumes that the answer is already fully formed somewhere inside of you, just waiting to be found, like an answer at the back of a textbook. But that's not how it works. If you have spent years, sometimes decades, oriented towards what everyone else needs, the question doesn't produce an answer for you. It produces a blank. It's a kind of paralysis, a feeling of staring into something too large to see clearly. And then, because the question produces nothing useful, most of us conclude that we must not know what we want, that something is missing in us, that other people have access to some internal clarity that we simply don't. That conclusion is wrong. The problem is the question, not the person asking it. Here is a different way in. Instead of asking what you want, ask what you already notice. Not what you should want, not what would make sense, not what you would choose if you were being brave or practical or responsible, just what is already there, right now, in your actual daily life. What drains you? Not because it's hard, but because it feels wrong. What have you kept coming back to over the years, even when it made no practical sense? What do you do where time disappears? And what have you talked yourself out of more than once because it seemed too much, too impractical, or too self-indulgent? These are not big questions. They are small, specific, honest ones, and they don't ask you to know what you want. They ask you to notice what is already true, what's already there. And that's a completely different task, and it's one you can actually do. Because here's the thing, you are not blank inside. You have signals, you have patterns, and you have things that consistently give you life and things that consistently drain it. And you have probably known this for longer than you've allowed yourself to admit. The work is not to manufacture desire from nothing. The work is to stop overriding what's already there. There is a distinction here that's worth slowing down for. Wanting and knowing are not the same thing. Wanting is loud. It requires you to reach towards something and name it, claim it as yours. But for anyone who have spent years making themselves less important, maybe, wanting can feel almost dangerous, too much, too selfish. Knowing is much more subtle. It does not announce itself. It's the thing you already sense is true about yourself. It's that feeling that will surface and then get managed back down. It is that pattern you've noticed, but you never let yourself follow. You probably already know more than you think. The question, what do I want, asks you to want, loudly, immediately, with full conviction, but you do not have to start there. You can start with what you notice, what you already know, and what's been trying to get your attention, perhaps quietly but persistently for longer than you have been willing to hear it. And that is enough. That's actually the right place to start. If this reframe is landing, there is a short self-assessment called Nothing is Wrong, so why do I feel off? And it's linked in the description. It takes 2 minutes and it's built around exactly this idea. Not asking you what you want, but helping you notice what is already true. It won't give you a plan. It will just help you see more clearly where you actually are right now. And that's always the right place to begin. The link is in the description.